What's going on, man? Yeah. I got some on the back of my phone. There, there. All right, first and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, and we do so in the name of His only begotten Son, of Mashiach Yahweh Shai, who will make you talk to Christ, Shemai, Yahshua, Yahweh, Alahayanawa, Yahweh, Akad, Lord, the Lord our God, the Lord. Go ahead and read.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 26. Where we sin willfully after that we have received the knowledge of the truth.
And that's what we come out here to tell y'all the truth. And you sin willfully. We tell y'all to stop shaving your beards and you still do it. We tell women to stop going around men unclean. Don't be on your periods when you're around men. Separate yourself from the congregation. But like we read today in the Torah portion, the woman wanted to be a man. She want to always be around people who don't ever have to separate herself. Don't ever have to separate herself. She wants to be a God, and God never has to separate himself from nobody. They're never unclean unless they're unclean by a woman. Go ahead.
There remain no more sacrifice for sin.
Ain't no more sacrifices for your sin. No more forgiveness for that sin right there. You are diligent at messing up with it. Go ahead.
Verse 27. But it started fearful looking up for a judgment.
Say it again.
But it started fearful looking for a judgment.
For a certain fearful looking for of judgment. That's us. We're looking for the judgment to judge and ourselves as well. Go ahead.
And fiery indignation shall devour the adversary. He that despises Moses' law died without mercy unto the 2 or 3 witnesses.
And that's what happened back then. Those times are coming. And the new kingdom is going to be here. Right now, it's not. Right now, you can see a homosexual walk right down the street and nothing happens. Back then, he wouldn't even come outside of his house. What happened to Sodom and Gomorrah? Pillar of salt. Right there. Right. Lot's wife, pillar of salt. Sodom and Gomorrah is destroyed to this day. Go visit over there. Go ahead. Read.
Of how much sore punishment, suppose ye, shall he be broadly, who had trodden under foot the Son of God?
So how much more of punishment are y'all willing to take? Shalom. How much more punishment are y'all willing to take, man? Y'all taking a jab to the lady, you're going to take the chip. Y'all vaccinating y'all kids, 12 years and up. Y'all got until December the 20th. Read that last part again. How much would you take?
Verse 29. Of how much sore punishment, suppose ye shall he be thought rightly, who has trodden underfoot the Son of God?
Right? How much more punishment are y'all willing to take? Y'all about to take them shots. Y'all about to give y'all children those shots. Y'all gonna do it. Go ahead.
And have counted the blood of the covenant,
right?
Wherewith he was sanctified, an unholy thing, and had done despise unto the Spirit of grace. For we know him that hath said, vengeance belongeth unto me.
Hey, that's King Yahweh Shai right there. He says vengeance belongs unto him. Yahweh Shai is going to be doing the judgment. He's going to be passing the judgment.
I will recompense, saith the Lord, and again the Lord shall judge his people.
The Lord will what?
Shall judge his people.
The Lord said he's going to recompense you. He's going to pay you back for your unwillingly to follow the law of the Most High Yahweh. You're unwilling. Why? Because y'all have transgressed so much that you don't even think it's a God because you're a fool. Only a fool would think there's no God. Go ahead.
It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God.
It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God. And all of y'all are about to fall into the hands of the living God. Y'all don't even come up here to inquire. How could you fall into the hands of the living God? The wickedness that you do at home behind closed doors and out here. Go ahead.
But God to remember is the former days.
We're going to cause remembrance of the former days in your mind. Go ahead.
In which, after you were eliminated, you endured a great fight of affliction.
That's like reincarnation. That means you guys were here before. But take this. Look at your ancestors. Look what they went through. Aren't y'all tired of getting your asses kicked? Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Aren't y'all tired of it? Go ahead.
Partly while you were being made a gazing, not both by reproach and affliction.
Well, he was just daydreaming about your affliction while getting afflicted. Go ahead.
And partly while ye became companions of them that were so used.
That's called what? Stockholm syndrome. Go ahead.
For ye had compassion of me and my bonds, and took joyfully the spoils of your goods.
Give me 2 Peter 2:20 and 22. You guys are so used to getting your tail handed to you that you don't even worry about it. Yeah. 2 Peter 2 verse 20. We're going to go to 22. Right?
This is the book of 2 Peter, chapter 2, verse 20. For if after they have escaped the pollution of the world, through the knowledge of the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
So y'all will go to church, get baptized, go home and do the same thing again. And will not be repentant of it. You won't even be fearful. And you'll continue to do it. Now, I would say a lot of us have done it, but you have continually to do it. You won't even look at the past of your ancestors and see what they do. And see that y'all are still doing the same thing. Go ahead.
They are again entangled therein and overcome.
You are entangled and overcome in your transgression. That's why you cannot stop. Go ahead.
The latter end is worse with them than the beginning.
Because you stop for a little bit, but then you continue to do it. Y'all better get to know the Lord Hamashiach Yahushua the King before he come to judge and make war. Go ahead.
For it had been better for them not to have known the ways of righteousness than after they have known it to turn from the holy commandment delivered unto them.
Hey, give me Isaiah 28. And give me Isaiah 29 and 6. It had been better for y'all not knowing the way of righteousness. It'd have been better. Go ahead.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 29, verse 6. Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with earthquake.
Thunder and earthquakes. Go ahead.
And great noise.
And what?
Great noise.
Read.
With storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire.
Look what happened in Philadelphia. Underwater. Freeways underwater. Look what happened in Louisiana. Freeways underwater. What else?
Right now,
erupting volcano.
Just erupted.
Oh yeah, and it went right through the store, huh? Yeah, the store. And this rocks came right down to my. I was watching. I was like, all I could do was. That's all I can do is like, hey, they not listening, bro. What else? Philadelphia, Spain. The highways and the streets are underwater. Look at Jersey City. A tornado hit it hard. Look at the storm in Nicholas in Texas, St. Nicholas.
Oh yeah, Texas, when all the houses were getting destroyed by winter.
Yep. And tearing it down. All this stuff is happening. And all of y'all is just looking like nothing is going on. Nothing is happening because they're not watching. They turned the TV off. It was like, man, it's too much. That's what they're doing. Yeah. Go ahead, keep going on that a little bit.
Verse 7. And the multitude of all the nations that fight against Ariel, even all that fight against her and her nation, and that distress her, shall be as a dream of a night vision.
Damn. All you other nations that fight against her shall be as a dream in a night vision. It is gone once you wake up. That's how you're going to be. You're going to be gone once you wake up. Hey, the King Yahushua is coming to judge and make war. And all of y'all are about to be a part of it. Plagues is about to hit this place real hard. Y'all won't even get away from it or escape it. Go 28 and 2. Isaiah 28 and 2. You got a precept for it.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 30, verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children, say the Lord.
Woo! Woe to you rebellious children. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native English, right?
Now take counsel, but not of me.
And they do that. They take counsel. They go to the news station. They go to all these other platforms on YouTube and listen to everybody. I listen to people on the platform on YouTube, but mostly I come from the Lord all the time. Go ahead.
Now take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering.
And that's what y'all do. Y'all take counsel of each other to see what's going to happen, but not the Lord. Go ahead.
But not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin.
That's that spirit right here. That spirit is going to show you how not to add sin to sin. Go ahead.
That walk to go down into Egypt.
This is Egypt, the land of confusion. This is modern day Egypt, Babylon. Go ahead.
And have not asked at my mouth to strain themselves in the strain of Pharaoh.
Y'all don't even ask, hey man, is this king doing the same thing the other king did? We'd be able to go to the scriptures in Exodus. Yes, he's doing the same thing. You got the abortion clinics. By the time they closed them down, hallelujah. You know what I'm saying? They closed the abortion clinics down. You women need to be held accountable. I bet you a lot of y'all won't be getting pregnant now. Exactly. And not a lot of the beta males going to be getting pushed to get themselves fixed by women.
Yeah. Well, also at the same time, a lot of girls that it's showing that a lot of girls get STDs are higher than men, so they be messing with the wrong guy and they go wrong.
Hey man, he been turned into a backstreet boy. Hey, like a what's that? Like a little curvy house in a vineyard, surrounded by cucumbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, surrounded by cucumbers. Hey man, these storms about to hit this place. The plague's about to hit this place. Death about to hit this place. Murder is about to hit this place. Righteous killing is about to hit this place by our King Yahushua. All y'all about to see death, man. All that stuff is happening in Spain. All that stuff happening in Australia. All that stuff is about to come here. Y'all are so relaxed. All that stuff is about to happen here. And guess what?
Yeah, what you preaching about?
Yo, mama.
I like that. I like that.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 28, verse 2. Behold, the Lord had a mighty and a strong one.
Yep.
Which has a tempest of hell and a destroying storm.
What's a tempest of hell? Something that is destructing is leaving you in a dead state. That's a tempest of hell. Go ahead.
As a flood of mighty water overflowing shall cast down to the earth with the hand.
See, they think it's funny. But it'd be a shame if the Lord Yahushua had these suckers getting in an accident. What's up, man? Where you from, bro? Hey, come to the front, man. Come to the front, bro. Stand before the men of the Lord. What's going on, man? What's your name?
Jacob.
What?
Jacob.
Oh,
What?
Yaquab, shalom to you, right? What's your father's nationality? His ethnicity?
He's Hispanic.
He's Hispanic? Mexican? Sinaloa?
People in Tijuana, all of them, Michoacán, we're still Mexicans. Like when people come from the south and like north, all the north, we're still the same people, man. You know, we're still the same people, just down here, like, you know, how it is right here when you're in you got the Chicanos and then you got the Bikes that come over here, they're like, oh, they're Bikes, like, bro, they're still the same people. They're just coming from Mexico over here and just kind of like Bikes, but our family came from over there, across over here, and we're not called Chicanos.
Yeah. Again, for a while I did consider myself Chicano. I think I still do. Because I like I grew up in Logan. So.
Yeah, well, there you go. You got a lot of Chicano pride down there. You know, a lot of brown pride. You got it picture the Logan part. Yeah. So what's up, man? Where you see yourself down here in this chart? Issachar. Yeah, there you go. That's who we are, man. Issachar. And Hebrew means he is higher. Yeah, I can show you right now. Look, do you believe in the Bible, man?
I've read it before, and I feel like there's good testimonies.
Yeah. What do you believe on? Do you believe on the old or the new?
I believe like there was like there's someone up there like it doesn't have to be created out of the body like this and stuff, but I feel like it's up there. Yeah, I feel like more like an energy, like there's different names, like there's different cultures, different languages, but at the end it's still like you know, it's kind of like the.
But what was our original language before we got conquered by the Spanish, by the Spanish?
There was no language.
So how did the Aztecas
Human
were,
invention.
how did the Aztecas were able to communicate with each other?
That's because they invented language. But yeah.
Yeah, so what was our language before the Spanish came?
Oh, before the Spanish.
Yeah.
Oh, that was like yeah, like yeah, it's like a dialect.
Or you know that our dialect was Halo Hebrew? Hebrew? Yeah, you can see in the Montezuma temple that he has like
I'm not sure where I heard this before, so it's like Asher.
Car?
I don't know. It means like amen.
Nah, that's what Hebrew word.
No, I don't think it's Hebrew. But I feel like it's a dialect.
The dialect you're speaking in, you're pronouncing is the Hebrew. Shemaya, Sarala, Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh. So,
Some of the words like my mom, mama. Yeah, that's the thing.
Mom.
Yeah,
Somali. I mean, you're not too far fetched of it. We just let you talk and it's like, bro, you know a lot more than you think you do. You know what I'm saying? You're still connected to your language. It's just that you're not a Spaniard, so Spanish is not your language.
so what do you think about Mexico?
Yeah, I'm probably.
What are Mexicans? Oh, and you are working.
Yeah, we're like. I feel like we're honest. Yeah, we're very like.
Let me show you a precept right there, man. The book of Genesis, chapter 30, verse 18. And Leah said, God had given me my hire, because he had given my mates to my husband. She called his name Issachar. So, what do we know for hard work, right? Out of everybody here, who's running the world? Us. We're working everything. Example, so that they still go houses. We're out here grabbing the first fruit, putting it out here. Even though they say that they don't want us here, they still want us here. Or they do want us. If we don't pay that, we're taking their jobs, but the jobs they can't hang and do. We're used to getting the sun. We get melanated. They get cancer. We don't. What else do you think? What else do you know about the Aztecas? They were known for.
I know, like Aztecas be like multiple dogs.
Okay. Besides that, what else do the Aztecas do?
Like you mean like the good traits or like?
Yeah, good trick, bad trick.
Oh.
You know they sacrifice
Yeah,
God.
they sacrifice. I don't know. There's like this story where like one of the Aztecs just literally put the skin off the bone and like spray on it, down around the other side. Like it's crazy. I do that.
We got to remember that we also came up with calendar. Yeah, calendar.
Yeah.
We also came with math. We also know how to read the stars, pretty much astrology. I can even show you in the Bible that we're there, man.
Oh, there's a. What do you guys think about astrology?
I'll show you right
You
here.
know,
This is the book of First Chronicles. This is the book of First Chronicles, chapter 12, verse 13. Verse 12, verse 32. And of the name of Issachar, which were men that had understanding of the time. Pretty much, I show you that Issachar is very known. Everybody can hide it. Everybody can hide it. Here's already telling them that the time. See that
it's in the daily of people. So the right there, that's the word. The people. As Azteca is in people. You can sing your time.
So again, First Chronicles chapter 12, verse 32. And of the children of Issachar, which were men that had understanding of the time, to know what Israel to do. The heads of them were 200, and all their brethren were at their commandment. Pretty much one of the people at that time. We have to get ready, go to bed, start, inside our house, on 7 days of rest. And it's up to God, 6 days to create the world, 7 days of rest. That's how we're feasting. We don't work, we don't train, we don't chores, we don't hang out with our family, read the Bible, eat, drink, about it. So Sunday, out of the house. So that's what we used to know. We were known also for building them. See it, we were in Egypt. We built those things. But a lot of people, a lot of documentaries, what the white people say, that Asians did it. And we're still building with that. They say, oh, Asians did it. But then you go to Mexico, you see the temple there. Well, they say, oh, Asians did it there too. Like, yeah, but you never know that they never get us the civilian person was there to explain to us. It always got to be a white person. Oh yeah, they couldn't have this kind of technology, so it was built like going back to history. We're building temples. We show the Spaniards how to fake themselves. These people didn't know how to fake themselves at all. They were nasty ass. Show them how to cook when they came over with the Native Americans. Show them how to cook corn.
We're like very like people were like very safety on like these like your own. But I know for sure like there's like things to do that they use like if it's over thank you too, bro.
I'm not saying that because I'm teaching him. He's doing a good job. So I say,
What do you want me to say?
Yeah. I was saying how like they really like build that nation like
Oh yeah, they did that. They showed that. They showed that when they went to the Syrian or to the land. They showed how they built that nation.
so you know about them leaving their land and coming here?
I try to like go back on my history and like
You got a phone?
yeah,
You got Google?
Yeah.
You gotta really be like, what?
Look up the word Asalot.
that like Christianity got created by like Aztecs. Wait, no, that was Catholics, right? Where it was like Aztecs and the Spaniards.
Talking.
Sorry,
He got it. It's all good.
Catholicism they created things like God. You know, got a lot of they had the spirit.
Yeah.
But if you go to the Bible, it's God. Son. So pretty much, if you notice Christianity, they describe God. Catholicism, you have different kind of same thing. It's good to read about it, but you can't really study it. You know, it's like me. It's like you. You're say you're a father, right? And you have a son, right? It's not gonna go everybody. It's gonna tell everybody that you're the one who takes care of him. You're not gonna be, oh, he takes care of me. My uncle takes care of me. Also, my cousin takes care of me. No, you're the main provider. You're the main person. Right? So we have to acknowledge that. We don't do that. We Catholicism does. They acknowledge the same thing. The fact that those things were created by God.
Well, you think they acknowledge the same more than the
Yeah, they do that. So you can see how they put in candles, they have it in chains, they have it in little bracelets right here.
I look at what
pray to them. Yeah, they put it while a good bit. But where the Bible says her name is Guadalupe. You know her name is Mary,
I think
Virgin
it's
Mary.
from different language and then like practically.
Yeah, but it also shows in the Ten Commandments. You can't be doing another God besides that. But people go to their own means for hate.
I have this one thought. This one
Nah, it's just right there, Arsenal. I'm about to show you something.
Yeah, read it. Go on, read it all out, man.
oh, you have to like Bible. Is it like on the Bible?
Yeah.
This is the last which Christ is important.
Yeah. That's not cool, man. Man, now we're gonna show you how it works with the Bible.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Shalmaneser the king of Assyria led away captive.
So this is the Nordic right here. Right now, you got two of them. For the Jews, so they're going to see Judah, and you got the rest. Now,
But they took this counsel amongst themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt. This is second chapter 13, verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes which are carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, who Salmanessar the king of Assyria led away captive. And he carried them over the water, and so came they into another land. But they took the counsel amongst themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt, that they might keep there their statutes which they never kept in their own land. And they entered into the Euphrates by the narrow passage of the river, for the Most High did shoot them signs for them and held still the flood till they were passed over.
Pretty much the word capital is the new world, which a lot of times by Europeans people world. Right there, we also split for the people. They're not this. Then we all agree together we're the man. But it show you in the Bible too. With the Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 49.
Wait, one second. Sorry.
Yeah.
Is there like any white right here?
Oh, there's no such thing as white. Have you ever seen someone with that color? Huh? No. Have you ever seen someone with this color? White. And you see him, what do you call it? Now you know. Well, black. Okay. Look like a shirt. Darker brown. Brown and blue. Dark brown. Now, I'm talking about white, right? Like that. When the sun hits to us, we get darker, right? If the sun hits them, how do they orange or red, right? Yeah, red down again. Yeah, red. Okay. Their actual color is red, not white. And actually, we're not in my color. We're gonna come out from red.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 25. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. You was named after your forefather.
Check it out. So pretty much, I'll show you how they came from Europe. It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 49. So look, hold up. It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle fleeth. Where's Mexico? Oh, that's not a word. I'm already telling you right here. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle fleeth. What was the flag of the Spaniard? The eagle, right? And nations whose tongue thou shalt not understand. When our forefathers met them, and they shall appear confident, but shall not regard the person of old, nor show favor to the young. Over the people, women, they were pretty much pregnant. They're putting out the bellies, taking out the baby out of them. And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land until thou be destroyed, which also shall not leave thee either corn, wine, or oil, or the increase of thy hind, or flock, or thy sheep, until he have destroyed it. When we got there, or our food, or our women, man and also gave us the plague. That was the only way they were able to win the war game. That's how the so-called pilgrims did it for the Native Americans. So they gave up their blanket and then the war. Right here. That was this Bible shows you 14. I mean, when I started reading, it only shows 14. By show you how to be single, how to have morals, how to have dietaries, how to have fish. So instead of 14 days, Bible tell you who we are, who the nations are, real nations. So when you say you believe in God, the only way you gotta know about God is to read the Bible by reading. And then you can't start from the New Testament. Or you know, from the Old Testament. You follow this now, and then the New Testament. We go to the New Testament. And
the New Testament are like testimonies, like right there.
They got to be the testimonies from the prophets to the law. That's the only way a testament can be there is talking about something that already happened.
Like what's for some?
Yeah. All they're doing is bringing prophets to light, telling what's going on. And somebody was Hamashiach and Abishai, everybody called Christ. He was in the law, the Old Testament, called as Egypt. What a lot of pastors and preachers don't understand that that's what he did. He brought us out, and the Bible tells you at the same time that Christ is the one that brought us out of Egypt. Let me ask you this: what was the reason that? What was the reason in 1492? That's technically together. Gotta be something real crazy. Who did you guys kick it with the most? You guys kicked it with the Mayans. The Mayans, hell of a lot. Watch this. Deuteronomy 32, 33, and 18. In Zebulun, he said, rejoice, Zebulun, in thy going out, and Issachar in thy tent. They shall call the people unto the mountain. They all used to call the Mayans up to the mountain because you guys read the stars, but the Mayans called the people. They wrote everything down.
Oh yes. I wonder if it's true like that. Years artifacts of history, like well, not in
Yeah. Indian just means like certain sex, men born, you know what I'm saying? But they have a name. So you got Meshika, which means anointed. And then you just got Mexican, you know, Mexican means mixed up. So Meshika, but at the same time, they're just putting the names together. So you can help put the names together like, okay, but also not just put the names together like here, this is where we got it. You know what I'm saying? So watch this. I'm gonna hold something real quick. I want somebody to jump. So,
I would.
well, that was a 1611. That one has the old, the cockpit in the middle. This is basically the new one. It has the old and the new, but that's why I got it.
But it's not.
I get that. Jump. Christianity is crap. Christianity is crap. I just run from that high, don't go nowhere near. Just run.
I'll show you right now. I got access. Wow, no. Holy Christian. Talking about Christianity.
That's that. So this is John chapter 1, verse 40. One of the two which heard John speak and followed him was Andrew, Simon Peter's brother. He first findeth his own brother Simon and said unto him, we have found Messiah, which is being interpreted Christ. Mashiach, Meshika, means anointed. So Christ is anointed in the Greek. So when you got Christians, they're basically saying like the anointed. That's what they're saying. They be like, I love Jesus. But
what is the
anointed? Anointed can only be Israel. The 12 tribes of the anointed.
oh, it's like a
What?
this.
It's all right, man. You didn't know. Pretty much the eyes of Horus.
Yeah, I work.
That's Egyptian.
Yeah.
Those who were in under captivity.
Yeah.
Horus, prophet, yeah. So,
Like I know the word. I know the
I rock.
yeah. Horus. This mode.
This
It's like good.
It's Isaiah 45, and I'm going to start from.
Like I actually did know. Like I actually didn't know what it was, but I kind of switched it up and for it. And I have it.
all that
Yeah.
yeah, so the crystal stone, it's in the Bible. Actually, that was pretty what the Levites were. Those 4 stones, those 4 stones are 5. So we don't like that.
I think, yeah. I don't think we like raise the crystals or something like that. I think it brings like a certain.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, I'm going to read this, and then you can just go to your precept where you can see the stuff. Psalm chapter 105, and verse 15. He suffered no man to do wrong, yet he reproved kings for their sakes, saying, touch not my anointed, and do my prophets no harm. Moreover, he called a fame upon the land, he brake the whole staff with bread. So now you're about to see the prophet, and he's going to go to it, goes in, he'll answer by Christianity.
No, Paul, right? Paul.
I've read it. I want to read the Mormon and Christian.
So this is Paul in the book of Acts. The book of Acts, chapter 11, verse 26. And when he had found him, he brought him unto Antioch. And it came to pass that a whole year they assembled themselves with the church to taught much people. And the disciples were taught Christian, first in Antioch. Right? Now we go to chapter 13. Same book, Acts chapter 13, verse 1. Now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain people and teachers as Barnabas and Simeon that were called niggers. Who were called niggers today. Tell you that it was people put it on us. And this is the New Testament too.
This is Isaiah chapter 45 and verse 1. I'm going to read down to like 5. Thus saith the Lord to his anointed, to Cyrus, whose right hand I have holden to subdue nations before him. Now it's going to be anointed. I will loose the loins of kings to open before him the two leavened gates, and the gates shall not be shut. Leaven is something that we do on Passover. We can't eat leavened bread because it makes the bread dry. That means a bunch of shit that they have excluded leaven as to say, hey, these 2 gates, these leaders, is starting to shit. That's what he's using it as to say. You see the destruction happening? That's what is dying left and right. Hey, that's the thing. He's going to destroy all of it. All of it is evil. Verse 2. I will go before thee and make crooked places straight. I will break in pieces the gate of brass and cut in sunder the bars of iron. And I will give thee the treasures of darkness, hidden riches in secret places, that thou mayest know that I, the Lord, which called thee by thy name, am the God of Israel. talk about King Yahushua. When they call Christ, his name is Yahushua. For Jacob my servant's sake, and Israel mine elect, I have even called thee by thy name. I have surnamed thee, but thou hast not known me. I am the Lord, and there is none else. There is no God beside me. And this is his Father speaking to me, which is Yahweh. Beside me, I am the Lord, and there is none else. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. Most High does that through his Son. He creates evil. He makes death. He does all these things that happen to people are dying. They're knocking them off. Knocking them off. Because all they do is break the law. Not this law, but his law. Because they don't know his law. Don't nobody read this book. But if they ever read the book, you'll know history, you'll know family, everything. And the spirit of Yahushua will come in the king. Yahushua gonna be the king of the earth, bro. Ain't nobody gonna rule ever again but that. We're gonna be right back in the rules like we was before. When we split up, because I'm Southern Kingdom, I'm Jew, I'm a Jew. I'm the real fuck, not these Jewish cracks over here that say Jew. Fuck them, man. They don't even come here before us, bro. They walk right by us because they know us. And we'll tell them, y'all not the real Jews, and they'll get scared to come over here. Why? If you a Jew and Christ is your king, how the hell are you scared of me?
It's good for that. Christ is the Messiah.
Well, that's certain ones. You got different type of Jews.
Remember it was like, I don't know if you, because I watched the movie like basically like
who go to the law and Google that they're wrong. They go to their law and they're so-called law.
But you gotta check it.
I remember when Christ was growing up, like all the Jews were like, "Oh, you're not like that."
Yeah.
But it was not all of them. You gotta remember the Bible.
Only the priests. Yeah. It wasn't like the whole.
I know 1 Corinthians 10. We're going to show you the law. See, the first 5 books of the Bible is the law. Now, what I'm about to do is cut the hell out of you. So you know that Christ was evil. 7 to 37. It's one of them. It's one of them. Upstairs. Yeah.
Check it out. This is the book of Acts, chapter 7, verse 37. This is that Moses said unto the children of Israel, a prophet shall the Lord your God raise up unto you of your brethren, like unto me. Him shall ye hear. This is he that was in the church in the wilderness with the angel which spake to him in the Mount Sinai. And when our fathers who received the lively oracles give unto us, to who our fathers would not obey, but thrust him from them, and in their hearts turned back against Egypt.
Go to 35.
Book of Acts chapter 7, verse 35. This Moses whom they refused, saying, who made thee a ruler and a judge?
When Moses was leaving Egypt, he went over to his brothers and stopped the fight. And they said, who made thee ruler and judge? Well, you gonna kill us like you killed that Egyptian? Go ahead.
The same day God sent to be a ruler and a deliverer by the hand of the angel, which appeared to him in the bush.
Where you at right now? 36. Watch it. I'm at Exodus. We're going to Exodus 7 and 9. Watch this. I'm in the law right now. You gotta refresh his movie. This is how a Bible should look. This is how a Bible should look, bro. You know, if your Bible is sitting there collecting dust, this is the book of Exodus, chapter 7 and verse 9. When Pharaoh shall speak unto you, say, shew a miracle you, then thou shalt say unto Aaron, take thy rod and cast it before Pharaoh, and he shall become a serpent. And Moses and Aaron went unto Pharaoh, and they did so as the Lord commanded. Aaron cast down his rod before Pharaoh. Okay, yeah. In verse 36, read verse 36. This is Matthew. Go ahead.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 7, verse 36. He brought them out. After that, he had shewed wonders and signs in the land of Egypt, and in the Red Sea, and in the wilderness 40 years.
So that right here is Exodus 7 and 9, where he says, and when Pharaoh shall speak unto you, say, shew a miracle for you. Then thou shalt say unto Aaron, take thy rod and cast it before Pharaoh, and it shall become a serpent. Who's talking to my shop? It was Christ. Go to 1 Corinthians 10 and 1. Watch this. We cut him up on this, bro.
Wait, what did he say?
Masha.
Masha. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Masha.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 10, verse 1. Moreover, brethren, I will not that ye should be ignorant, how that all our fathers were under the cloud and all passed through the sea, and were all baptized unto Moses in the cloud and in the sea.
Remember the cloud that went by fire by night, the cloud by day? Watch it.
And did eat the same spiritual meat, and did all drink the same spiritual drink, for they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Christ.
We keep cutting them up. Christ was in the bush, the fire. Christ was bringing them out of Egypt. Christ was at the mountain and gave Moses the 2 stones, the laws, everything. He gave them 613 laws. Watch this. This is Exodus chapter 32, verse 15. And Moses turned and went down from the mountain, and the 2 tables of testimony were in his hand. And the tables were written on both their sides. On the one side and on the other, they were written. 10 commandments don't need to be written on both sides, bro. It doesn't need to be written. Watch this. Now, from Exodus 20, where they got the 10 commandments, which is now. All the commandments that went from Exodus 20 to 31, this, watch this. This is where, this is Exodus 31 and 18. And he gave unto Moses when he had made an end of communion with him. Upon Mount Sinai, 2 tables of testimony, tables of stone written with the finger of God. This was Yahweh Shaki, they call Christ. All right, man. So, what I was going to go to next, oh yeah, watch this. Now you're going to go to the book of Deuteronomy. My shot, Moses talking to This is Deuteronomy 5 and 1. And Moses called all Israel and said unto them, hear, O Israel, the statutes and the judgments which I spake in your ear this day, that ye may learn them and keep to do them. The Lord our God made a covenant with us in Horeb. The Lord made this covenant with our fathers, but with us, even us who are all of us here alive this day. The Lord talked with you face to face in the mountain, out of the midst of the fire. And we cut him on. Go ahead.
Wait, I have a question. Is that the part when they say like something, right?
His wife, that was yeah, it was Lot's wife. And Sodom and Gomorrah. This motherfucker right here. Sodom and Gomorrah, like, don't look back, because she liked the shit that was back there.
Yeah.
She liked that shit.
You want to do all that, like, yeah, live your food? Or what was it?
He just didn't want to leave.
She's like, oh.
So this is spiritual Egypt, which means bondage. Sodom and Gomorrah. Man want to be woman. Women want to be man. Bestiality, pedophilia, and all this wicked stuff that's going on around them. They don't say nothing, but they care about another meeting. It's not what they care. Check it out. When you talk about the Jewish, right? This is the book of Revelation. This is the last book. That's the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jew and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
I mean, like, break it down more. So I couldn't understand now.
The book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich.
Rich in spirit.
And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews.
This is John. You got a revelation. Christ is saying what Christ said. The revelation. You know the what?
The tribulation.
You know the tribulation. And the stuff that they go to the prophet, but thou art rich. Are you ready?
And I know the blasphemy of
the
them,
lies, the blasphemy, the lies of them, go ahead,
which say they are Jews
which say they are Jews
and are not,
and are not,
but are the synagogue of Satan.
who are the synagogue of Satan. The only people that go to the synagogue are the Jews. The synagogue is cheap out. They're in my land. Y'all land is the land of Samaria. Jerusalem is my land. Y'all is the land of Samaria. That's where y'all got led captive out of Samaria into Assyria.
I have a question. Like, what about like the people be like wearing like
Who?
you know
Jews, the ones that happened with Nazis, what Hitler did?
yeah.
Oh,
Some
man.
people.
He killed his own people, man.
That was German.
Yeah. He's the same damn people.
Hitler was a Jew, and he found out that they were pretending to be
Ashkenazi. He was not Ashkenazi, but
pastors.
yeah, he was a Jewish, like a Jewish, like ish, not real pertaining to.
Yeah, like you're a man, right? He was a child act. You're acting childish, man. Ish.
They don't say, just people don't read.
And
All they read.
also, they were also the Jews that they say they are. Here's one. In the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Now, thou shalt
go bring them.
Okay. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee unto Egypt with ships. Now, you can't bring Egypt. Right there, just hop over it. You know? They say they were brought by ship, but they were brought by train. They're like, oh, we're Jewish people, and they were the Jewish people. That's what they talk about in history. Also, it says right here, thou shalt see it no more again, and there you shall be sold unto your enemy for bondman and bondwoman, and no man shall buy you. Now, were they sold to anybody over there? Who were the only people that were sold throughout history that you know? They were Americans, so-called Latinos, and so-called African Americans. Those were the only people that were sold.
I got one. Genesis chapter 15, verse 13. And he said unto Abram, know for certain that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not there, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. People have served 400
Slavery.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This is Genesis chapter 15, verse 13. And he said unto Abram, know for certain that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not there, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. 400 years. Now, the precept that he just went to is coincides with verse 4.
Why was that done? Like, what was the outcome?
Oh, okay. He said, why was that done?
Oh, why was that done? All right.
Oh, let me get this real quick. And then you can go to that. You can show Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 45. Oh, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee, and they shall be upon thee for a sign. Right? Like, look at the sign up here. When people look at us, they see the sign and they see everything that's happening. And for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. So these curses are going to stay upon the seed of these people who these curses met. Only the curses got to match the people. You can't just be like, hey, the curses got to match. The curses don't match them. Watch this. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things, therefore shalt thou serve thy enemy, which the Lord shall send against thee. Transatlantic slave trade. See, you got 1492 for them. And I just answered the question. That's why it happened. It's because we didn't hearken unto the Most High God like he told us. So he sipped our ass into slavery.
Was it like around that time when y'all kind of feel like there?
You mean Tower of Babylon? The Tower of Babylon? I was like, wait a minute. That wasn't even us.
Nimrod.
Yeah, you're right.
That was a so-called
Somalians in Ethiopia.
Oh,
That's them.
wait,
That's them.
I know it's like how big was Walaki?
Who?
Say Walaki.
What does that mean?
I guess it means like sort of right on
what language is that?
yeah.
Somali don't have the language, but Hebrew and twist it up. Well, or watch it. I had this before. You can get rid of these guys when I show you.
Wait, the Walaki don't have.
I'm going to show you. It's Luke chapter 28, Luke chapter 23, verse 20. No, Luke chapter 23, verse 38. Sorry, 37. And saying, if thou be king of the Jews, save thyself. And a subscription also written over him in letters of Greek and Latin and Hebrew. This is the king of the Jews. So that is the language at that time. It was the Greek, the Latin, and the Hebrew. Three languages. All this other stuff is just new. And if you do better, you can actually die like Somalia. But Somalia is not your original name. The original name is Babylon. Babylonian.
And that's such a coincidence because I did talk about it.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah. Like I did learn that word, but I feel like I want to learn.
Learn your own. Before you learn something else. I like taking on their God.
Oh, you know about that?
No, Spanish language is Hebrew. The Lasha of the gosh, that's temper.
You can't say, oh, you can't say, I'm Latino. You don't speak like, you can't say Spanish, or original language. We're pretty much speaking our present language, like he's speaking some present language, English, our original language. Hey, not that, it was Yiddish.
Yeah, they Yiddish.
The Yiddish.
It's like a mixture of language.
Yeah.
But they don't speak that original. Huh? You just got to know better. And you got to learn it and break it down so they'll flee away from you. They'll stop being your friend. Once you learn who they really are, they will stop messing with you. Because now you know who they are. Now you know history. Now you know that they had us in captivity. They had your brothers in captivity, and they look at you differently. Because they think now you're ready for war. Because all these people walk around, bro, and they pretend to be a friend, and now.
Yeah, you probably like, don't trust no one, not to be your own friend.
I think brothers are
Your friends actually are brothers, bro. They that keep the law and they're upright. You got four major laws: moral, civil, dietary, ceremonial. If you got people that stick to something, they don't break it. That's a friend. They don't break their word, bro. They say they're gonna do something, they do it, and that's hard. That's hard just for something. It was hard for myself, wasn't it? It was hard for myself after a while. They say I'm gonna do something and I don't do it. It's hard, bro. It's hard. But he has never been around me and never been without me. If he needed it, I got it. I got it too. Same goes back. We had each other's back no matter what. Those are brothers.
Yeah, that's all.
In time of need, those are brothers. You know, say, hey, I'm gonna go to the bros house. And you already know we feasting every Friday and Saturday night. You gotta keep it Saturday.
I think I have like a bond like this with someone. I call them brother. I have like a bond.
Hey, like you ever have friends that you see at standard and stuff like that, you really close to them?
Yeah, I consider them family at that point.
You know, they're not celebrities that be there, right? Here's one, man. It's the book of John, chapter 8, verse 32.
How y'all doing?
And you should know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. You know how everybody's telling you to wake up with the maker? And you can even see the movie The Matrix, how they talk about Zion and stuff like that.
You are the computer kid. We're Neo. Don't say Morpheus. What do you want to take? Blue pill or mermaid? You want to take the bluest shit, man? We red pill content. You
want to take the blue?
You don't want to stay asleep. You want to stay asleep?
Wait, that's the station?
Yeah,
that's
the
the
blue is to stay asleep. Blue is to go back to lava land and take the red. So you see how Neo, when he took the red, he saw the tree. He didn't want to face someone. He wanted to go back to sleep. Like, oh, bring me back, take me back. That's how it is.
That's how it is.
Red pill. This red pill
Yeah,
content.
take the red one.
This red pill. Up here, you learn about everybody. You learn about men, women. You learn about the children. You learn how the Most High wants you to do things. Why would somebody create this earth, right? You know there's a God. Why would he create this earth and leave no rules? That is insane.
Where's the rule is to be a good person?
But you gotta know what a good person is.
A lot of people say I'm a good person, but you gotta know that a lot of people follow the person's words than their actions. You gotta remember, actions speak louder than words. We see a lot of people get words. They don't have to see themselves the way they live.
What about like Buddha? Like like really good.
This is a good person right here. This is Romans chapter 7 verse 12. Wherefore the law is holy, and the commandment holy, and just and beautiful. Law is good. Only a good person will follow a law. Morally, standards, principles, and stands on it. And you know what it is. You go in the book like, nah, bro,
Right here, because this country, they got laws that people do. You do the law, you don't go to jail. Break the law, you go to jail. But in here, there's more laws. But everybody says that we can't do 6 or 30 laws for years. That's so much. But then again, they follow the laws of men, the laws of God.
Because they're racist, but like
oh, you're in captivity. They threw the spirit, bro. I'm trying to tell you. They did that. And shooting out a shot at angels around the bro.
I was punching up all like
Yeah. Genesis, bro.
Yes. You should show him that he's there. After I get it was Genesis 1:29. Hey, we here to answer all of them, and we want to answer all of them much as we can. That's what we're here for. We will sit here and answer questions all night if we got it. As long as you go away with a peace of mind, come back and keep getting the answers to the questions. This is Baruch chapter 3 verse 5. Remember not the iniquities of our forefathers. This is Baruch talking to Yahushua. You know what I'm saying? Ultimately talking to Yahweh, who was son Yahushua. And he goes, remember not the iniquities of our forefathers, but think upon thy power and thy name. Now at this time. So Baruch is like, I would think about your power and your name. You don't want to destroy your people. That's what he basically said. Watch this. For thou art the Lord our God, and thee, O Lord, will we praise. And for this cause thou hast put thy fear in our heart, to the intent that we should call upon thy name and praise thee in our captivity. What in our captivity? I fear you, how I know what he does. We sit back and we watch everybody get killed, and we like, man, who was talking about what is going on in Spain? And here's tell you, I saw it too. And when I turned it on, and I saw like the volcano rock come down and crash in the store, I was like,
everybody thinks that supposed to Satan that's killing the people. They think it's going on for the Most High.
Most High is killing everybody. I just showed you a precept where he make a lie, he kill, he called death, he's doing it, bro. And we know what he's doing.
Is it meant to be like that, or just
like as it meant to be, like it's going to happen? Like there's a trick. That's like if I do this to you, it's going to happen no matter what. That's meant to happen because people are doing stuff to the Most High earth that's not supposed to happen. and the wicked are in control. I get that Job 9:24. Was the earth given to the hand of the wicked? If not, then who is it? Now, this is going to prove that you're in captivity. Because we rather believe God than his man. We'll go to the word first. If the Most High didn't say that, bro, he was lying. So watch this. This is Baruch chapter 3, verse 6. For thou art the Lord our God, and thee, O Lord, will we praise. And for this call, thou hast put thy fear in our heart, to the intent that we should call upon thy name, and praise thee in our captivity. For we have called to mind all the iniquity of our forefathers that sinned before thee. Behold, we are yet to stay in our captivity, for thou hast scattered us for reproach and reproach. We are yet to stay in our captivity. He has scattered us for reproach and reproach. And to be subject to payment according to all iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our God. All the iniquities our forefathers of that command, we departed from it. We don't do it no more. So, behold, we are yet to stay in our captivity, for thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payment according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord. That's how you know you in captivity. You got rent, you got taxes, you got payment. They got so much money that they don't have. Somebody from that apartment. That's all right. We get milkshakes thrown at us. We get people coming back and kill us. Put knives on us.
So I guess there was an anchor protecting right away.
What happened was, I asked him, I said, you know, man, I was just wanting to see. The scripture in the Bible says, that's the problem. He's on a trip that's nasty. So I asked him, I said, well, did he smack the chick on the? And he said, yeah, well, I'm like, you nasty motherfucker. He got a dog. It's like that is all start humping.
Like, why would someone do that?
What, have sex with a woman like that? Or you ask a question, we ask. Why would you do that? Because they nasty, bitch.
They don't care if you want to get, their 5-minute glory.
Most High don't like that. That's how people get left. Most High just, all right, take his melanin from him. Show everybody that what he's doing. Yes. Your diet is unclean. That's just how it works. So what other questions we have?
Oh, yeah, the one over the
Oh, yeah.
And that house, like, that's almost more of it.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 29. And God said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of the earth, and every tree in the which is the fruit of the tree giving seed. To you it shall be for me.
You are the tree. And you give seed. It's like these people, they don't see. Right? It is for me. The seed and the fruit that we get from the tree. And then my herb, it is for me. It's the herb, right? So herbs have seed. Now they do that. The stuff with those seeds, that's hybrid, that's only not hybrid, but that's like GMO. Genetically modified. That's if it don't have seeds, it's unclean. And you're not supposed to smoke it. It's for meat. I was just about to say smoke does not belong in your lung. And then what comes with that is doing it in moderation.
Like eating. Well done. Start rolling another one. Yeah, it's like a little routine.
Sometimes it's like hard to break the habits, but it's like power.
Well, actually, it takes, I read it, 21 days for it to happen.
Yeah, or something.
Yeah.
See, got the spirit on you, the whole thing is we go through.
what's the word on like the whole Witness?
Oh, Jehovah Witness?
It's like, you know how they like, like if their family dies, they like that's supposed to be their
If your family died, right?
if family dies, they like right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I say, man, check it out. Blood transfusion, I don't know. That's something that it is
Basically giving life.
that is something that all right, you're not supposed to drink blood. I tell you that now. You're not supposed to drink blood. I would say, like, matter of fact, what's going over yesterday about the needles and everything. Like, you're not supposed to poke people. You're not supposed to cut yourself. At the tip of the needle, it's like a knife. It's cutting these. Now, I say if your life is on the line, not grace. That's if your life is on the line. But don't do it. I would say don't do it because it's the law. I say you got some grace and you're using it to save your life. That's if the most high puts you in that situation. But you won't be in that situation if you keep the law. You know what I mean? You just gotta, you know what I'm saying, watch yourself. You know what I'm saying?
I want that too.
Yeah.
And I just be like, one of their
Verse?
Yeah. One day you feel like yeah, we're talking about
Deuteronomy 10:12.
Now there you go. Yeah, we'll show you in a second. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10, verse 12. And now, Israel, what do the Lord thy God require of thee? And now, Israel, what do the Lord thy God require of
What
thee?
does the Lord thy God require of thee?
But to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul, to keep the commandments of the Lord of the statutes which I commanded thee this day for thy good. Behold, the heaven and the heaven of the heavens is the Lord thy God, the earth also.
It's all good. He requires you to serve. Now, let me ask you this. Are you good with your father? Raise up your father?
I was that
Huh?
stepfather.
Okay, you have your kids? Okay, let's say you have a son. You have a son or daughter? You have a son? You bisexual? Okay? Or you heterosexual? Straight. Straight. Okay, cool. Okay, we got it. I didn't see that spirit on it, but you kind of answered kind of wrong. Like, yeah. Okay. So let's say you have a son, right? And you don't like somebody in particular. You don't fuck with him. Do you want your son to fuck with him? Huh? You would, right? So the Most High created you, and if He don't mess with somebody, why would you? Watch this.
Got it? This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Holy is separate. Okay?
The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are
all the separatists,
above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
White people, all those told you you were born to live.
The Lord did not say his love upon you. Oh, because you were more in number.
It's better. Because what?
The Lord did not set his love upon you, nor chose you, because you were more in number than any people. For you were the fewest of all people.
But you are loved people. Why help you? He put you in captivity. He killed your ancestors, their daughter. Imagine little Stevie over there sitting on the stool. She get a fucking neck cut off. Why help a people that put us through this shit? You think he'll help you? No. But you have a good heart. But your heart is towards the wrong people. This is Romans chapter 9.
So Chinese people say
That's evidence of Moab. The Moabite. They had us in captivity.
they like
A what?
Oh, that's right.
Hey, Most High don't care what you do with her. He don't care at all.
Well, if you sleep with one of those races right there, that's why.
Jesus is not going.
well, you call my people a bitch?
That's what the Most High called you.
And
Want me to show you? Want me to show you?
Well, yeah.
I mean, you know, bitches mean dogs.
Why the hell is in captivity?
But you know that dog? No, they're human. You know what the crazy part?
Hold on real quick, let me finish something. Go ahead. This is Romans chapter 9 verse 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with God? God forbid. For he said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. He will have mercy on whom he has mercy. He will have mercy on you. That's it. No other races that, like right now, you don't even want to be caught. Because when all this race wars and shit pop up in here, and we can hear it, you will be thrust through it. You got some decisions to make. Let's see over heritage and your own people. Because guess what's going to happen? All these brothers around here and these Issacharites, Mexicans that's around here will see you with them after all that shit that they've done to us. Look what's happening right now to black people over there in China and Japan. Look what they're doing to us over there. Look what they're doing to the Africans over in Africa. Building up stores, won't hire them, kicking them out, trying to do all this stuff, kicking out all the Africans that are over there in China and Japan and everything. Look what they're doing over there. Can you honestly say that they love us?
But that don't mean like, that don't mean like you got that same mentality, that same.
Okay, be cool. Then let me ask you this. They never heard of guilty by association. Okay, let's say you ride with your homeboy in the car, right? And he got a kilo of coke in the back. Who's going to jail?
You or him.
Exactly. Just like white people put this captivity, they do in Spanish captivity, right? Now, guess what happens? That the years later, their kids are still here. They're still on stolen land and everything else.
Marijuana. A lot of our people went to jail for the now it's legalized.
What about like,
Us hitting each other, that's not available. If it's another race, that's an actual war. Yeah, it happened with the Southern War.
It's Exodus chapter 21 and verse 16. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall shoot him. Exodus chapter 21 verse 16. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. And he that curseth his father, but were found in his hand, they are guilty by association. No matter if she didn't do nothing or not. She hasn't done anything to get the land back. She hasn't done anything to pay us back. She hasn't done anything for what her forefathers have done. It don't matter if she didn't do nothing at all. She's guilty by association. You were riding with your homeboy. You had no intent to sell. You didn't even know what was back there.
So she was born to be basically
Destroyed. That's what created for destruction. I get it.
Check it out, look. I got one
I
right
know
here.
there's like some Spanish, like what is like Spanish? No, for what? Like more reason or Spanish? Because
Yeah, we thought so. But we didn't follow the outside
although we still have laws, right? That we still like are like okay, right?
I wouldn't go as far as saying kill each other. You got to give us a large percentage of Hispanics that kill each other.
Yeah,
Like, there's only there's like 3 million Hispanics. Only 2% are killing each other.
right. But
Only 2%. But then you have the other 98%. What are they doing? Yeah, but it's only a small percentage. But the small percentage is being
Yeah,
let me show you. Romans 9 and 22. Romans 9. I just want to show you something.
I'm trying to keep like
I mean, hey.
balance style.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 22. What if God, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endured with true in the book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 20. Nay, what, oh man, who art thou that replies against God?
Anyway, who are thou that replies?
Shall the thing formed place to him that formed it? What hast thou made me done?
To the thing that has been formed, that the person that formed it can say, why have I thus? Why is this happening to me? Get thrown over here. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's chilling and everything with it. Why is this thus? Go ahead.
Had not the potter power over the clay?
Doesn't the man that created have power over it? Don't he? Go ahead.
Of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another into dishonor?
With the same lump, he can make one unto honor and one unto this one. Go ahead.
What if God, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known?
And if God willing to show his wrath to make his power known, so that lump that was unto unrighteousness and unknown, what if God willing to show his power? Go ahead.
Endure with much long suffering.
Endure with us. So we went through captivity. His own people.
Yeah.
He endured with much suffering. Go ahead.
The vessels of wrath fitting to destruction.
The vessel of wrath fit for destruction. Go ahead.
And that he might make known the riches of his glory on the vessels of his mercy.
His riches of his glory. The vessel of what?
Of mercy.
The vessel of what?
Mercy.
Are you the vessel of what? Go ahead.
Which he has afore prepared unto glory.
Afore he prepared you unto glory. Go ahead.
Even us, whom he had called, not of the Jews only, but also of the Gentiles.
Gentiles of the New Testament, that is you. Not you. You're the Gentile of the New Testament. Because you guys left and came to the other land. We got to find you, bring you back into the fold. Go ahead.
As he has said also in Hosea, I will call them my people, not my people.
Remember to try to Hosea, you guys up? Say that again.
As he said also in Hosea, I will call them my people, who were not my
He
people,
will call them my people, which are not my people. Go ahead.
and her beloved, which was not beloved.
Her beloved, which is not beloved. That's you guys. Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them,
Right here. Go ahead.
ye are not my people,
What?
ye are not my people,
What?
ye are not my people.
Go ahead.
There shall they be called the children of the living God.
You are the child of the living God. God can do whatever the hell he want to do. What are you going to do? What you going to do? You can't do shit. You can't do nothing, bro. She don't belong to you. That's not even your woman. She belongs to them. That's they woman. She's committing treason. They damn well. She committing treason, bro. I know it's easy for me to say because I wouldn't even do that. But at the time, my son mom is a white woman. Right now, he's not feeling good. He's at the house. He had to deal with it. He has to deal with his mom being a slave in the new kingdom. Your woman is going to be a slave in the new kingdom.
Like lost? Huh? Like she's gonna be lost?
No, she wants to be a slave.
Oh, slave.
She's going to be a slave.
Just like we were slaves with them or other captivity, they're going to be our slaves. So check it out. Check it out. This is a book of Revelation. It's not even Testament also, right? The last book.
Oh, so there's like something that they don't know foretell.
Yeah, Revelation means to reveal, right?
Reveal. Yeah, right?
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
Let me say that again.
He that leadeth into captivity
Like the rights, Chinese, Koreans, all them that led us to captivity,
shall go into
they're going
captivity.
to go into captivity.
He that kill with the sword must be killed with the sword.
Then they killed us with the sword. Y'all don't know about built that great war. Killed our people with the sword. They're going to get killed with the sword. Like these police come out and shoot us down in the grave, shoot us down to the ground. They're going to be shot too. Okay?
Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
I am basically wait. We are the same. We are the same. We are the witnesses. Israel is the witness. When you speak about Jehovah, Jehovah is the power. And the saints are you. White people can't do Jehovah Witnesses. It's impossible. They can't even come here with the
I never been an agent that would want to join their people. Or did he ever like block them off?
They can't, they're bastards.
But we're going to teach them more.
I'm a bastard. Like,
No.
Deuteronomy 2. We also obey God rather than man. According to the Bible, a bastard is a totally different thing. Right?
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 23, verse 1. He that is wounded and stoned or have had his prime members cut off. What you want? He that is wounded and stoned or had his prime members cut off shall not enter the congregation of the Lord.
He's not going to get into all these training. They ain't going nowhere. They can go to church all they want to, but if they cut that off, it's impossible to get them.
Verse 2, a bastard shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord, even to his 10th generation shall he not enter into the congregation of the Lord.
You take them a bastard. If they're legitimate child with no father.
An Ammonite or Moabite, Chinese, shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord.
Never remember.
wait, what is this not like?
For the same thing.
Well, they just got
Chinese, Korean, Laos, shit.
It's like right now when we actually who's your father? Oh, Sinaloa.
Yeah. But even if they're indigenous, what about Indians? What's up?
Indian, India, or Native India.
Well, like India.
Oh, those I see now. They go into captivity.
Because there was a different continent, and that's what it's like on Everest, right?
Well, not just mine. Yeah, you ever heard when they were Spanish, like Mongo?
Yeah. Oh.
So remember last
Now, why do you think they tell? Why do you think they tell Asians they can't drive? You know, they're so goddamn retarded, so damn slow. Mongo.
insect. That's a bastard. Sleeping with your sister. They had kids. What happened when Lost Memory wife turned around? We'll talk about. Okay, remember the daughters with them? They went into the mountain and stuff and they slept with their father. And they had Ammon and Moab. Those are bastards. Those are the ones that were here for the conversation. We went over that today. It's just watching. And we did that today. They had Cain, Abel, and Seth. They had a couple of dead.
Had three words. And then Cain killed his brother Abel. And then Cain got the mark.
You gotta watch my head, bro. I went over that today. We went over that today for 2 hours. We went over Genesis.
Okay, so if we all originate
Where's the other one for Apocryphy? So I can tell them since we all came from Adam.
Oh yeah, second Ezra, I think 556. Then I get the one in Isaiah. It's in the same thing.
Second Ezra?
First Ezra is 556.
You know what would happen if I said that?
Here's your copyright, man. Put it somewhere.
Hey, for righteousness' sake. Let's just find out who's talking about that.
Yeah, but you gotta remember what they when you gotta remember that at the end of the day when race will start, you guys gonna hurt you with them. They said, hey, the him or us. Who's she gonna choose? You or her? Her life or your life?
I feel like
You think she will die for you? If her people come when race was around and they have a gun, she's like, all right,
she thinks that's
what's your father?
Oh,
then she's
in
in
the car.
Then she's your
But she goes by what Japanese are.
Vietnamese.
She goes by Vietnamese. She hates her father.
Yeah.
She hates her own people.
Yeah.
She hates her. I'll be like, oh, y'all here. Like, she doesn't identify. She doesn't feel like she's
So her mom's Japanese.
No, her mom did.
Her mom
Vietnamese.
Everyone did.
But her dad is Hispanic, right? And she's her father. And that's her wife.
But the dad was half and half.
Okay, what's the dad's father?
Hispanic, but I think boy, I don't know.
Gotta find out.
We never found out.
But check it out.
She doesn't know what it is.
Ask her, and then you can go to Numbers chapter 1, verse 18. You can put the Numbers chapter 1, verse 18, and they assemble all the congregation together on the third day of the second month, and they declare their pedigree after their family by the house of their father. That right, man. Great. Out. Have sex. We whole life, able 9 months. We can get multiple ones pregnant. Women can only hold a baby for 9 months.
But they have certain amount of eggs.
Yeah, but still, either way, as they get older, their eggs die. Our sperm's still going on. Why do you think every time we have sex with these ones get off tired because that's nice for people now? That's why a lot of people are more honest. They like that quick dopamine. Yeah, that dopamine hit and it makes you feel good. That's why a lot of them are emasculated. They're being expected with all that dopamine that makes you just like a drug, like crack. They feel good and stuff, but once it goes down, they feel like crap. They gotta do it again. Why do everything's sexualized around the world, man? Everything, YouTube, Facebook, everything, man.
I think they also
If they're trying to make the man weak, once a man is weak, you conquer countries.
They take over the store, man, or they take over the That's it. Watching the second Ezra chapter 6. Second Ezra chapter 6, verse 4. And after these, Adam also went down Moses, Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all. And the people also moved out as children. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes. What was made for our sakes? As for the other people which also come upon us, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and hast likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. That's how God feels about them. That's how Christ feels about these other people. So they'll be in church talking about they love Christ, and the Bible says otherwise. That's a big lie. You're like, nah, yeah.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 12, verse 28. But if I cast out devils by the Spirit of God, then the kingdom of God is come unto you. Verse 29.
Devil's not a person. Devil's a word. The meaning meaning of devil means liar and deceiver. So he cast out devils by our Lord. That means the kingdom has come much. If he stopped all lies, right?
The book of Acts chapter 4, verse 28, when if I cast out devils by the Spirit of God,
The Spirit
then the kingdom of God is come unto you.
has come unto you. Right now, the kingdom of God has come unto the Spirit. That's the Spirit. Go ahead.
Or else how can one enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house.
Now, lie has come. Confusion has come. Deception has come. The spirit of a devil has to come and get that strong man. Keep going. Yeah, well,
He that is not with me is against me, and he that gathereth not with me scatter abroad. Wherefore I say unto you, all manner of sin and blasphemy shall be forgiven
oh, there
unto
was another one too. That's still a good one about the strong man. The only way you can find the strong man is the only way you can find the strong man is if you come into his house and take the strong man. And then you can spoil his man. So the man has to be outside the house to spoil the man. That's the only reason why the black, Hispanic, and Native women are spoiled. Because all these other nations, just like again, like if you watch my video, I go over Genesis 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And it tells you what he did, who the nation was. Did he tell you about the trees? And I go to 6, 7, and show you that the trees were the nation. And it was made, and I show you in Genesis chapter 1, verse 21, where the creatures were made, the creatures were people. Also, it goes in the wells, comma, and the creatures also. And then I show you that when it says in the deep, remember everyone who watched Star Trek Consideration? Deep Space Nine in space. This is the water right here. This is the waters that you're breathing right now. Because I can pull the elements, which was water, right out of there. You can do that to anybody can do that. Now. You can make water right out of thin air. You can make water. And that's what they did. They what was Yahweh Shai, and I showed you. I show you Christ was in the Old Testament in the Word. You can go to John 1. Matter of fact, go to Genesis 1. I'm going to go to John 1.
Book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 1. In the beginning, God created heaven and the earth. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God made upon the face of the water.
And the Spirit of God went upon the face of the water. He was flying. Now watch this. This is John, chapter 1 and verse 1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The same was in the beginning with God. The Spirit of God was in the beginning. That means the Most High Spirit that was the Son that was in the beginning, which is the Word. Now watch this. This is John chapter 1, verse 13. Which were born not of blood, nor of the will of flesh, nor of the will of men, but of God. And the Word was made flesh and dwelt amongst us. And he beheld his glory, and the glory of the one only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. That was how it shouted from Christ in the beginning of the world.
Yeah, this is another one. It's the book of Revelation 1, chapter 8. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, says the Lord, which is and which was and which is to come, the Almighty.
Oh, the Son, God, we are God. God is His power. Power. The power of the Most High is our power. His Son is our power. He created His Son. Nothing can happen without the Father and the Son. You can't go straight to the Father. You got to go to the Son. Because they don't do that. How we messed that up? Where it was just Yahweh or King. He kept asking for peace, and it was just God. That was in the book of Samuel. In the book of Samuel, chapter 8. It almost made me cry, but I was like, what? See that? It made me cry, but I was like, no, man, that's so stupid. You don't get this. You don't get me.
Oh, yes, we do.
Y'all do? They go to the stores.
When I Mexico, all the churches they would.
Or will they like break it down? Will they start talking about the personal life? Use that verse for their personal life.
No, I feel like they use the testimony like that's where I learned all this. Moses and the water. Not where they thought that they like.
All right, watch this. This is for Samuel chapter 8 and verse. I'm going to start at 4. Then all the elders of Israel gathered themselves together and came to Samuel unto Ramah and said unto him, Behold, thou art old, and thy sons walk not in thy ways. Now make us a king to judge us like all the nations. But the king displeased Samuel when they said, Give us a king. But this king displeased Samuel when they said, Give us a king to judge us. And Samuel prayed unto the Lord, and the Lord said unto Samuel, Hearken unto the voice of the people, all that they say unto you, for they have not rejected me, but they have rejected me, that I should not reign over them, according to all the works which they have done since the day that I brought them up out of Egypt, even unto this day. Who was that? Christ. Wherewith they have forsaken me and served other gods, so do they also unto thee. Now therefore hearken unto the voice, howbeit, yet protests of solemnly unto them, and shew them the manner of the kingdom, that they will reign over them. Now, Yahweh through his son Yahweh Shai. That's who ultimately is the king. That's who ultimately is passing the message, because his father is talking to him. All right. Verse 10, and Samuel told all the words of the Lord unto the people that asked him of a king, and he said, This will be the manner of the king that will reign over you. He will take your sons and appoint them for himself, for his chariot, and to be his horses. And some shall run before his chariot, and he will appoint him captains over 1,000 and captains over 50, and will set them to hear his ground and to reap his harvest, and to take his instruments of war, instruments of chariots, their kids are going to be sent to the king that's going to be over. And he will take your daughters to confession, belly warmers, and to be cooks and to be bakers. There's a scripture here.
They're supposed to be there, right? They're supposed to be there.
Well, women's already did it. That's their job. They're our help. Look back at the days, man, going to war. Now it's so different.
Okay, so
Now they have women going to the army, doing man's job. Now that they're passing a bill that go to World War III, doesn't happen. Women have to go to war. You're a soldier, you have to have the will. First was to die, second was to raise the family. You gotta know that if you're gonna go to war with someone else, it's fully all man. You're gonna be your way, you're gonna be war, you're gonna be. And you won't see that they got hate. Those are pregnant men that don't know, like, they get hurt by words about someone, like, oh, look at this faggot. And you went, because yeah, everybody says that. They sign the, oh, we're an animal, we're an animal. Okay, show me in the animal kingdom what animal woman needs aspect. There you go.
but there are like the female where they feel like they kill over the both of them. Like, for example, the Black Widow.
Yeah, Black Widow or the mantis, he gets pregnant by the insect.
You know how like
That's a bug. I'm talking about an animal like a lion, a tiger.
I feel like the seahorse doesn't have right? And the guy No, no plastic sheet. Like that's the one that was pregnant.
I believe in equality. That's what they wanted, right? I believe that's what they wanted.
You guys see that they're already getting raped here by their own people, like Americans. They don't show it in the but see how they've been around this. One they did with that Mexican Issachar season that went missing. And all that. Emmanuel War. There was another one.
And with that, we give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God Yahweh. And we do so that His only begotten Son, the Mashiach Yahushua, who the world make we call Jesus Christ. Shema Yasharala Yahweh, Allah Hayanawa Yahweh Chut. He wrote Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. Hallelujah. This is
Okay, it was very nice talking to you guys.
Come on, man. Hey, hold on.